as we watch the teams warm up here. This is game 4 of the Midwest Mayhem tournament for the 2015 Fort Wayne Force. They are coming into bracketed play as the 6th seed, 2 wins, 1 loss out of 10 teams. The team they're playing is actually the 3rd seed, the Northwest Chargers. Little caveat to that though, the Northwest Chargers lost 1 game pretty badly to the number 2 seed, and the other 2 teams they played were 0-3. So they have played top and bottom, none of the middle teams. So good opportunity here for the Force to pick up a win and go into gameplay tomorrow. The 3-minute countdown on warm-ups has started, so here in about 3 minutes, the game will start. Goal differential deciding the seeds for everybody from number 2 to number 6. We're all 2-1 teams, with the Force having the worst goal differential out of the 5 teams that were tied. Win or go home from here on out for the Force. Starting off on the ice, The offensive trio of Fraze, Kiefer, Potts, with Llewellyn and Warner back on defense. Puck drops, and here we go. Breaking out of the Chargers all alone, defended by Llewellyn. Steals the puck away. Cross-ice pass, connects with Kiefer as it's wiped off his stick as the Chargers pick it back up. Entering wide, Llewellyn there on defense. Shot through the crease. Picked up by Fraze along the boards. Tipped ahead to Potts. Potts gets it up out of the zone. Now Fraze. Murphy around one. Loses a handle on it. Taken away by Llewellyn. Llewellyn towards the net. Into the corner. Keeping his head up. Feeds it to Kiefer. Kiefer touches it towards the net. Llewellyn shoots it high off a defender there from the Chargers. And Kiefer ties up a player. Stepping in there to defend is Fraze. Kiefer pinched off on the boards, and the Chargers flip it around. Stopped advancement there by Llewellyn, back for Warner. Chargers go for a change. Warner picking up speed through the neutral zone as the rest of the team goes for a change. Warner all alone, buying time. Has it stripped away. Zaremba now steps up to pick up the loose puck. Overskates it, but reverses down low, skates towards the net, shoots it. Save there by the Chargers. Face-off one back by McDonald. Comes back to Blackburn. He keeps it in the offensive zone onto the stick of Huffman. Huffman towards the net. Trying to find something there to shoot. Couldn't get anything on it. Zaremba with the puck now. Reverses back down low. Tied up in the corner. McDonald joins the mix. Chargers take it away. Huffman coming up to stop advancement. Taken away by Blackburn. Knocked off his stick to Zaremba. Now loose puck. Back and forth it goes into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Picked up by McDonald. Kept in by Blackburn for the moment. Onto the stick of Zaremba. Zaremba tied up now. McDonald comes in to join. Back in deep for Fort Wayne. Reversing. Pass up high, doesn't connect. Taken away by the Chargers. Around Blackburn, back to gather. It's going to be Cumberland. Cumberland picking up speed. Has it knocked off his stick. Blackburn there to throw it to open ice, cross ice. They all touch up. McDonald, the lone Fort Wayne Force player on the ice at the moment, and now he steals it away. Gets taken off the puck. Puck into the neutral zone. Dives at it and swipes at it. He's got it in it. Throws it ahead with his hand. Through a couple of players there are the Chargers. They feed the slot, taken away by Kelly. Kelly with Sutherland and Fryer. Winds it in as Kelly shoots. Wide left. Chargers pick it up in the corner. Taken away by Fryer. Fryer backhands it. Comes back to him. Chargers pick it up on their end. Try to clear it out. Kept in. Off the skate of Fryer. Sutherland just overskated it. Chargers fall down. Llewellyn tries to get a handle on it. Sends it back the other way for Sutherland. Isaac around a couple here by himself as the rest of the Force go for a change. Kelly there. Provides some resistance, and now the Chargers through center ice. Blackburn back on defense to gather this loose puck. Tries to send it ahead, taken away by the Chargers. Around behind the net. Keeping pressure on there is Blackburn. Up at the blue line, shot from deep on the ice, and it's defended well by the Force. Sutherland going to get on his horse, and he's going to beat him to the puck. Now it goes for icing. Scoreless in the opening minutes of the first period, 8:35 remains. Face-off controlled by Fraze. Fraze through center ice. That kid has fallen down quite a bit. Picked up by Fraze. Fraze gonna put him in the spin cycle here. Toe drags. Comes off his stick last moment. Fed back up high for Blackburn. Blackburn feeds it cross ice. Nobody home. Cumberland going in to get it. Getting back on defense. Potts comes in now. Onto the stick of Cumberland. Cumberland into open ice. Dumps it deep in the offensive zone. Going to get a defensive change here for Fort Wayne, putting Llewellyn and Warner back on the ice. Landon Kiefer comes away with the puck down low, feeds it up high to Warner. Warner gets a hold of it, rips one, score! Colton Warner rips one in the back of the net. Face-off, controlled back by the Force. Chargers gather, try to feed it down the ice. Picked up by Fraze. Fraze back to Warner. Warner flips it ahead to Kiefer. Kiefer tied up in front of the benches, joined by Fraze. Puck comes out for the Chargers. Entering with some speed here around a couple players. Couldn't get past Warner. Warner knocks it to the corner. As the puck's froze along the boards. Fraze and Warner fighting for it. Puck comes loose for the Chargers. Taken away by Potts at the blue line. D-to-D pass and a shot along the ice. Doesn't make it. Save there by Quas. Picked up by Fraze behind his net. Overskates it. Comes off his skates. And now Llewellyn has it. Kept in by the Chargers. Behind the net is Warner battling for a puck. Picked up by Fraze. Fraze looking for open ice now. He's going to beat a couple players here. It's 1-on-2. Murphy against a couple of Chargers players. Skating wide. Toe drags. Tries to put it between his feet. Sitting on the ice open for Murphy to come back and gather it. Towards the net. Backhand. Oh, off the goaltender and off the post. Up high and down the ice it goes for the Chargers. Racing back forward is Blackburn. It's going to go for icing. Face-off one back by the Force on the stick of Huffman to Blackburn. Blackburn walks it in, shoots one. Score! Blackburn from downtown. Let it be known that Sawyer has school tomorrow, and if they win, he's not going to be able to attend, so there's a little extra incentive. Maybe that goal comes out of that. Chargers with it now behind their net. Force up 2. Trying to keep it there. The blue line was Cumberland. Now Blackburn defending. Back checking by Zaremba. Flips it back into the offensive zone for the Force. Fed around, and McDonald tied up. He's on the ground and gonna bat it down low from his belly. Chargers pick it up and put it into the neutral zone. Cumberland there on defense, push them to the side, comes in contact with the players, picked up by McDonald. McDonald reverses out of danger here. Flips it up to Huffman. Huffman bats it back across the blue line. Pass almost went right to Zaremba from a Chargers player. Knocked off the stick there by McDonald, and Huffman joins. Fed out and dumped in deep by the Chargers. Back to gather, it's going to be Llewellyn. Mason Llewellyn feeds it up to McDonald. McDonald puts it back to Llewellyn as he throws it into the offensive zone, and the Chargers gather and take it back the other way. Stopped advancement there by Huffman onto the stick of McDonald. Kicks it up to his own skate. It's McDonald and Kelly. Shoots one towards the net, goes wide left. Fryer comes in to take it away. Puts it back in the offensive zone. McDonald almost keeps it in off a couple skates here on the stick of Fryer. Fryer now makes a move towards the center ice, shoots one. Saved there by the Chargers. Feeds the crease again. Another shot attempt by McDonald. Can't get it to go. Off McDonald's skates and behind the net the puck goes. Puck down the ice by the Chargers. Llewellyn in position, swipes it right off his stick and puts it back cross ice. The Chargers pick it up on their own end. Challenged by Fryer. Fryer bounces that pass back to a Chargers player. Stolen away by Sutherland. Sutherland into the offensive zone with Fryer there. Shoots one. Poked away by the Chargers goaltender. Picked up by Fryer along the boards and dumped back in deep. Fryer puts it back behind the net for Sutherland. Sutherland winding wide, reverses, back again. Walks it towards center ice here. Looking for a lane, cuts through a few players. Shot, score! Isaac Sutherland puts another one up for Fort Wayne. He lulled them to sleep, walking around, and found an open lane and buried it. .318 remains here in the Force. In the first for the Force. Thrown up out of the zone by Cumberland, gathered by the Chargers on their own end of the ice. Breakout pass connects with Blackburn and Cumberland back on defense. Sutherland gathers, reverses, feeds it high off the glass. Touched into the neutral zone by Kelly. Chargers take it away. Mount an attack back the other way. Leave it alone for Sutherland to pick up. He feeds it cross ice for Kelly into some open ice. She's going to race for it. Got Fryer there. Shoots off the goaltender. Fryer picks it up. Feeds it up high. Nobody home. As the Force were changing, Fraze comes in to take it. Gets upended. Chargers pick it up. Throw it down the ice. Back together. It's going to be Llewellyn as it goes for icing. Chargers come away with it after the face-off. Knocked away by Potts down deep. Picked up by Warner. Given away to Fraze. Murphy around a few. We got 3-on-2 the other way. Now a 3-on-1 with Fraze leading the charge. Fraze swings wide. Shoots on net. Saved by the Chargers. Flipped ahead. Kept in by Llewellyn for the moment. Chargers gather it. Warner back on defense. Llewellyn knocks it to the corner. Under 2 minutes remains as Warner flips it around to Kiefer. Kiefer with a lot of space. He's got Fraze and Potts in tow. Taken away by the Chargers. Back checking Potts, lifts a stick, gives Fraze a chance to take the puck, kicks it up to himself. He's got shot from deep, glove save, Chargers. Face-off gathered up by McDonald. He gets taken down along the boards. Joining is Huffman. Chargers come away with it. Flipped up into the neutral zone, pressured by both Zaremba and Blackburn. Now on the stick, McDonald. McDonald with some speed back the other way. Round one, round two. Shot on the doorstep now. Gia puts her stick right over the top of it. Opportunity there for an easy goal. Just couldn't quite get a hold of it. Back down deep on the other end are the Chargers. Wraparound attempt here. Swung wide into the boards by Cumberland. Blackburn joins to take it away. He's going to pick it up himself. Blackburn through the neutral zone. Loses a handle on it. Gains it back and tries to push it up. McDonald gets bumped into the offensive zone onto the stick of Huffman. Huffman going to go gather it down deep in the offensive end for Fort Wayne. Picked up now by Zaremba. He throws it into the corner. Going to gather it himself. Looking. Feeds open Huffman. Huffman fires one. Glove save, Chargers. Puck comes back for Warner. Feeds it across ice with a hard pass. Shot. Bunch of people in position there and couldn't get that one to fall. It was a great movement by the Force. Sutherland comes in to take it. Period expires and wooden effort by the Force in the opening period of this one. 3-0. See if they can carry it through the rest of the game. Starting off the second period. For the Force is going to be Kelly, Sutherland, Fryer, with Warner and Llewellyn. Face off, gathered up by Kelly. Knocked away by Warner. Chargers gather, go the other way. Kelly going to be back to gather it. Throws it off the boards for the Chargers to pick it up. Warner blocks that pass attempt. Kelly comes off her skates. Pressured now by Llewellyn, centering feed. Loose out front. Warner sends it to the corner, picks it up himself. Tied up now. And back in deep by the Chargers. Chargers wrapping around, looking for something to happen here. Taken away by Fryer. They just leave it sitting, and Warner clears it to the neutral zone. Chargers back the other way with Blackburn and Cumberland back on defense. Swiped by Cumberland. Blackburn coming in to steal it away. Feeds it up to Cumberland. Cumberland touches it ahead to Kelly. Kelly and Sutherland dumped in deep. Change here for the Force as Sutherland applies the pressure on the offensive end. Steals it away. comes off his skates, pushes the puck over to Potts. Potts looking for somebody. Circles around, dumps it in the corner for Kiefer. Kiefer now loses it as the Chargers send it all the way down the ice. It's going to be a race by Cumberland and Blackburn and a Chargers player. They feed it towards the net. Cumberland comes around behind, overskates it, picks up the puck now and throws it off the glass. Tipped around by Fraze. Fraze now racing after it. Is he going to get there? Wave it off. Fraze towards the net, skating in, shot. Just high over the top of the net. Picked up by Kiefer in the opposite corner. Kiefer now feeds it to Fraze. Fraze with another shot, wide right. Potts picking it up behind the net now. Feeds Kiefer, backhands, missed opportunity on a wide open net. Cumberland comes off his skates. Blackburn, the lone defender now, racing back to get it. Spins around and gets a hold of it, feeds it up to Kiefer, touches it into the neutral zone for Sutherland, taken away by the Chargers. Offsides. I do apologize at home if we are getting some glitching. There are points in this feed that's coming up poor. Chargers racing towards the net, swiped to the side by Quas, picked up by the Chargers and fed into the skates of Huffman. Picked up now by McDonald. McDonald with some speed. Pushed ahead by Zaremba into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Chargers put it up to Warner. Warner rips one down low. Huffman going to be the lead skater there for the Force. Reverses it back down in deep. Chargers pick up the loose puck. 10 minutes remains here in the second. Breakout pass by the Chargers connects. Taken away by Llewellyn. Llewellyn across the blue line. Fed up for Huffman. Shot along the ice. Sticked away by the Chargers goaltender. Pressured by McDonald behind the net. Comes out to Zaremba. Shoots one. Loose on the doorstep. Gathered by the Chargers. Llewellyn and Warner. Defensive pairing. Taken away on the good back check there by McDonald. McDonald pushes a stick away towards center ice. Loses it back to Zaremba. Zaremba couldn't quite get a shot off. Zaremba now walking it through. Has it stripped. Fed up and out. Taken away by Blackburn. Back the other way for Zaremba. Back out to Blackburn in the neutral zone. He flips it high up over for going to be offsides. As Zaremba was tied up along the boards. 9-12 remains in the second. Down to the left of Quas. Sutherland takes a face-off, loses it to the Chargers. Chargers try to feed the puck around, stolen away by Kelly. Kelly up to Sutherland, all alone, 2-0. Sutherland feeds Kelly. Kelly with a shot. Glove save, Chargers. Sutherland wins the face-off back to Kelly. She rips one towards the net. Save there by the Chargers goaltender once again. Fed on net by Fryer. He flips it high up. Kept in at the blue line by Cumberland. Now on the stick of Kelly. Kelly racing for it. Feeds it down low. Can't get it to Sutherland, opposite side of the net. Breakout pass by the Chargers. Pressured by Blackburn. He comes in, takes the puck. Feeds it ahead. Sutherland touches it in the offensive zone. Some pushing and shoving here as they go for the puck. Blocked off is Sutherland, tied up. Puck comes out for Blackburn. Blackburn shoots another one. High up over the net. Fed to the crease there. Sutherland with a shot. Just got a stick from a Charger player. Enough to disrupt it. Feeds it to Fryer. Shot. Score! K9. Cora Kelly picks up the loose change, buries it. 4-0 Force. Face-off controlled by the Chargers. Defended by Llewellyn. He comes off his skates. Block pass attempt there by Warner. Stands on the puck. Shot save. Quas. Cleared out by Fraze. Murphy now making a move up to Potts. Potts leaves it for Fraze. Kiefer puts in the offensive zone, and somehow this puck stays on the stick of Fraze. Fraze feeding Warner. Warner walks in, cranks one out there, and throws it through the crease. Llewellyn back to gather it. Up to Kiefer. Hops off his stick. Now he gathers it back up. Comes over to Potts. Taken away by the Chargers. Fed down low, and Warner's going to gather it behind Quas. Has it knocked off his stick, but Llewellyn picks it up. Throws it all the way down the ice. That'll go for icing. Face-off back for Blackburn. Feeds it up to McDonald. Hops his stick. Chargers keep it in. They're walking towards the center. Defended by Cumberland. Strips it. Kicks it up to his own stick. Off the boards. Down the ice it goes. Racing after. It's going to be Huffman. Puck's not going to have enough for icing. She was pinched off there, and the Chargers gain possession. Zaremba to keep it in. Hops his stick. Now McDonald with it. McDonald walks it in. Shot. Just up over the top of the net. He had a lot of open space there. Huffman tied up along the boards. McDonald coming in to help out. Puck comes out for Zaremba. Zaremba now around a defender. Takes it towards the net. Zaremba now feeds it. Shot. Save. Loose puck gathered by the Chargers. Breakout pass, stolen away by Blackburn. Flipped back into the offensive zone for offsides. .6:02 left here in the second. 4-0 Fort Wayne. I think we should play all our games when normally they'd be in bed. They're a little more on point here. Warner to knock it off the stick there. The Chargers player picked up by Sutherland. Now onto the stick of Fryer as he backhands it up the ice. Back down on the defensive end. Warner will pick it up. Overskates it a little bit there. Tied up for the moment. Comes away with it. Warner through center ice with some speed. Warner swinging wide, shoots it, blocked in front, comes right out to the goaltender. It's on the back of the net, blown dead. Win by the Force on that faceoff. Back to Warner. He shoots one towards the net. Saved by the goaltender from the Chargers. Picked up by Sutherland. Fed back to Warner. Stolen pass, though. Warner going to get back on defense. Llewellyn steals that breakup pass. Falls down. Kelly going to be the lone defender there. As they try a pass cross ice. Doesn't connect. Picked up by Fryer. Now to Sutherland. Isaac looking for some open ice here. Cuts it back to the middle. Touches it ahead, loses the handle on it. The Chargers pick it up and go the other way. Back to Warner and fed back into the neutral zone for a moment as they re-enter. Blocked pass attempt by Fryer. They get one, can't connect on the pass as it goes into the corner. Sutherland pressuring with Llewellyn. Warner knocks it off their stick, and Llewellyn picks up the loose puck, flips it ahead for Fryer. Fryer and Kelly. Pass over to Kelly. Kelly with a good opportunity here. Shot, sticked up over the top of the net by the goaltender. Fryer picks it up, backhands it to the Chargers player. And the puck's loose for Cumberland as the Chargers go for a change. Cumberland, open ice. Shoots one towards the net. Covered up by the Chargers goaltender. 4 minutes remains in this second period. Puck comes back for Blackburn. Blackburn cross ice open for Cumberland. Cumberland fires one high up over the net. Down for Kiefer in the corner now. Out to Fraze. Back to Kiefer. Kiefer loses it and skates for the moment. Backhands it back. Stolen away by the Chargers. Kept in by Blackburn to Potts. Potts walks it in now. Backhands it to Kiefer. Kiefer. Oh, just off the side of the net. He's a puck length away from burying that from falling down. Picked up by Fraze. Walked in. Fraze, little drag there, lose the handle on it. Getting back on defense is Blackburn. It's a 2-on-1 the other way. Blackburn ties them up. They shoot it, but it goes wide and off target. Fraze ahead for the force. Comes in with Cumberland. Behind the net are the Chargers. They're looking to make something happen here. And nothing doing as Fraze comes away with the puck. Into the neutral zone it goes. Chargers back the other way. Defended by Potts. Cumberland puts it ahead. Back into the center ice. Chargers enter once again. Tied up by Cumberland. Picked up by Kiefer. And fed back down in deep by the Chargers. Blackburn going to go after it, but it'll come out to a Chargers player before he gets there. Steals it away. Looks to pass it. Breaks it out to Kiefer, just out of the reach of his outstretched stick. Kiefer hot after it now. Picked up by the Chargers, though. Chargers come off their skates. No penalty there. As they break a pass through center ice. Defended by Llewellyn. Llewellyn steals it away. Llewellyn with Huffman and Fraze. Llewellyn shot. Save there by the goaltender. Fed off the boards. And out through the neutral zone. Stolen away by Fraze. Fraze puts it through a couple skaters' skates there. Loses a handle on it now. And the Chargers enter it back the other way. Shot, kick, save there by Quas. Fraze now with the puck winding. Got Huffman ahead, across the blue line. Fraze in. Shot, low, saved by the Chargers. 146. Puck comes out for Warner. Warner slaps one down low. Zaremba picks it up. And the Chargers with it the other way. Llewellyn back on defense. Chargers around him towards the net. Shot, save, punched over the top of the net with the blocker of Quas. Picked up by McDonald. McDonald. Around one. Got Huffman ahead with Zaremba. Loses the handle on it. One too many deeks there. Kept in by Huffman. Kept in once again. Down low for the Chargers to gather deep on their own end. 1 minute remains in the second period. Zaremba, the lead skater there for the Force. McDonald couldn't keep it in. Reverses back the other way around another player. Stolen away there by the Chargers. Blackburn steals it now. Onto the stick of Kelly. Kelly loses a handle on it to McDonald. Puck blown dead. 38 seconds left in the second. Puck win by the Force. Back to Blackburn. He throws it down the ice. Going to go for icing. Chargers flip it up to the blue line, shoot it from deep. It's not on target. Gathered by the Chargers in the corner. Taken away by Cumberland. Trying to clear it out off the glass, and does. Kelly and Fryer ahead for the Force. Fed up, stolen away by Sutherland on the stick of Kelly. Kelly winding wide, trying to find something on it. 2 seconds left. Pass it over to Fryer. Fryer can't get a handle on the pass attempt as the period expires. 4-0 Force after 2. Starting off on the ice for the Force for the third period. It's going to be Fraze, Kiefer, and Potts with Warner and Llewellyn, and Quas in net. Chargers coming away with a face-off across the blue line, challenged by Llewellyn. Comes in, lifts the stick, takes it away, tied up now. Fraze joins the mix. Fraze picks up the puck. Through center ice with Potts and Kiefer. Feeds it ahead to Kiefer. Kiefer touches it in the offensive zone. Kiefer now reverses back, gonna feed it to Fraze, center ice now, shoots into a defender there by the Chargers. Secondary shot blocked again in front, picked up by Potts. Potts now tries to feed it to Fraze, hops his stick. Chargers the other way now, knocked off the puck there by Llewellyn. Gained by the Chargers back through the offensive zone. Kiefer now to try to clear it out, kept in by the Chargers at the blue line. Out to center ice it goes. Entered back in, taken away by Warner. Warner now mounting an attack for the Force. Into the offensive zone goes Colton. Colton had Fraze on the backside, couldn't quite get it to him. Chargers ahead. Kiefer tries to steal it. Back on defense is Cumberland. Cumberland pushing him to the side here. Shot. Kick to the side of the pad of Quas. Warner fighting for the puck. Fans on the clearing attempt. Now picks it up himself and flips it all the way down the ice. And that'll go for icing. Win back to Blackburn, feeds it ahead to Zaremba, hops past him to the Chargers, picked up by McDonald. Taken away by the Chargers, now back on the stick of McDonald. High up and deep in the offensive zone for the Chargers. Around behind the net they go, defended by Blackburn. Puck goes through the crease, going to be picked up by Cumberland. Cumberland throws it all the way down the ice. Now it'll go for icing. Comes out to the blue line for the Chargers. They overskate it. Pressured by McDonald. Picked up by Zaremba. He overskates the puck that time. A few players come together. Puck is loose. Comes out for McDonald. McDonald and Huffman ahead for the Force. McDonald with speed around them all. McDonald. Shot. Score! Max McDonald buries another one for Fort Wayne. Face-off comes back for Llewellyn. Throws it off the glass, up to Fryer. Fryer over to Kelly. Kelly now walking in, shoots it high up over the net. Yeah, the music playing through through play there was a bit distracting, but puck comes out now for Kelly. Kelly backhands it right to Fryer. Fryer enters it in the offensive zone. Puck back the other way by the Chargers. Blocked pass attempt by Cumberland. Picked up by a Chargers player. Oh, they're going to get a penalty on that one, as they're going to pick up, what is that, Sutherland for a trip. So 9:37 remaining in the third, and the Force will go to a penalty kill. Penalty killers for Fort Wayne are going to be Blackburn, Cumberland, Fraze, and Kiefer. There, he got the clock ticking down. Breakout pass, blocked shot by Kiefer. Kiefer feeds it to Fraze. Good pass there through center ice. Fraze now empty net for the Chargers, as Fraze gets upended in the boards. I haven't seen him pop back up yet. There he is. So we'll even it up now as the Chargers have one to the box. So 30-second difference between the two penalties. So it'll be 4-on-4. Loose puck picked up by the Chargers. In deep, challenged by Kiefer. Kiefer picks up the loose puck, feeds it up high to Potts. Apparently Potts all alone ahead for the Force. Potts shoots one, off target, gathered by Kiefer. Llewellyn comes in to help him out, gains the puck out to Potts. Potts through the legs of a player there from the Chargers. Loose puck picked up by Potts. Potts flies it over to Warner. Warner towards the net, just off target, high. Send him another one. Out of the box comes McDonald. Warner walks it in, shoots again. Got his glove down just in time as a good save there by the Chargers goaltender as the puck was headed for an open net. 10 seconds will run off here on the remaining power play for the Force as we have a running clock at 7:40 here late in the third. Well, halfway through the third, rather. So that penalty expires. So they're going to let that kid out of the box. It'll be 5-on-5 hockey. Shot blocked in front in the skate of a player from the Chargers. He's going to go to the bench. That was off of Warner. The second kid, he's plinked out of the game. Not this one, but of the weekend. Backhand pass attempt stolen away by Llewellyn. Fed into open ice for Huffman. Huffman tied up. Puck comes back, taken up now by Zaremba. Now the Chargers into the offensive zone with Warner there on defense. Picked back up by the Chargers. Around behind the net they go. Winding it back deep in the corner. Challenged there by Llewellyn. Coming in to help out is McDonald as he takes the loose puck. Puck flips up high, kept in at the blue line by the Chargers, walking in through the slot, knocked to the side, and now gathered up by Warner. Warner comes off his skates as he lost the puck behind the net. McDonald sends him into the boards. Chargers walking it in now, defended by Zaremba. And now Huffman throws it at center ice on the stick of Llewellyn, hops over. Chargers put it back to the neutral zone. Llewellyn loses the handle on it. Back and forth puck goes. Defended by Kelly. Entered by the Chargers. Flipped back into the neutral zone by Kelly. Picked up by McDonald. He loses the puck and the Chargers enter it back in. Blackburn shovels it ahead. Blackburn now through center ice, winding wide to the left here. Reverses. Feeds it down low for McDonald. McDonald behind the net. Sends it through the crease. Cumberland knocks it off the advancing Chargers player's stick and rides him into the corner. McDonald joins and steals the puck away. Loose puck now. Flipped down the ice by Fryer. Under 5 minutes on a running clock. So they'll go for icing. Taken by Blackburn, sent up to Kelly. Kelly throws it into center ice. Fryer goes after it as Sutherland touches it up. Cumberland now swiping at it. Blackburn back on defense, knocks it away up to Sutherland. Sutherland hasn't knocked off his stick, but gains possession of the puck back. Now into some open ice as Sutherland feeds it ahead on a touch pass to Fryer. Fryer with Kelly. Feeds it back to Sutherland. Shot. Blocked with a diving attempt there by the Chargers. Kelly now winds it from the corner. Reverses back, feeds it down for Sutherland. Sutherland rips one up over the top of the net. Now Kelly gathers it once again. Feeds it cross ice. Her pass makes a way over to Cumberland. He shoots from deep. There's a good screen there by Fryer, but it was just off target. Kelly with the puck again. Loses a handle on it. Chargers put it back up. Blackburn keeps it in for Kelly. Kelly now flips it cross ice. Didn't have enough on it. Chargers take it away. Blackburn and Cumberland back on defense. Blackburn knocked it back across the blue line to pick up an offsides for the Chargers, and the clock's going to tick under 3 minutes during this break. Loose puck, kicked ahead by Warner, tapped up for Fraze. Fraze gonna beat him to it, toe drag, puts him around, shoots, glove save by the Chargers. Face off one back for Llewellyn at the blue line. He shoots one from deep. Kiefer tried to tip it. Comes to the corner for Kiefer as he puts it in behind the net. Passing attempt is stolen away by Kiefer. Kiefer gonna backhand it over to Fraze. Fraze shoots. Saved by the Chargers. Another feed to Fraze. He's tied up though. Puck comes out for Warner. Warner shoots one at the net, saved by the Chargers goaltender. Face off controlled by the Chargers around the boards. Through center ice, they throw it all the way down the ice. That'll go for icing. So not helping themselves out. Down 5 goals. This is going to waste a lot of time off the clock as they reset on the opposite end. We'll be under a minute to play. Puck comes out for Huffman, feeds it to Cumberland. His shot is blocked out in front. Picks it up after his blocked shot. It's going to be offsides. Loose puck after the face-off gathered by the Chargers. Pressure by Zaremba. Now Cumberland. Blackburn joining. It's taken away by Zaremba. Zaremba up ice now. Shoots it towards the net. Saved by the Chargers. That's going to do it. Clock's going to run out. Get your donuts out for the morning as Quas has a shutout. 5-0. Force advances them in tomorrow's play. No idea what time, but I'm assuming it'll be early. So stay tuned. Again, watch the Facebook page as they do a good job of posting up the times of the games. And we'll see you tomorrow. It'll be one game, and if a win happens there, we'll be on to the championship. It's win or go home.